What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Professor X. I have some information for those of you who could be married right now. And the ladies, you may say, I'm struggling because he's not meeting my emotional needs. I have some information for you all today on this video. I've done a video or two on the topic. I've touched base with people that I know. I've drawn from my own life. I believe I have something that will help all of y'all. If you are not yet married and you're watching this video, if you are in a serious relationship and you're watching this video, I believe I have some information that can help you avoid some of the pitfalls that are leading to a high percentage of divorce. Let me say out the gate and unapologetically, ladies, hopefully when this video is over, you still gonna say Professor X is my boy. Because I have to keep it real with you all and tell it the way that it is. I know, trust me, I know that we live in a world and in a time where blame goes back and forth. I've done a video on that about monkey in the middle. But sometimes, whether it's intentional, unintentional, nature, culture, family, society, social media, television, Hollywood, music, sometimes we have to slow down and really be honest and say, where is this coming from? Number one thing I want to say, if you are not married, and if you are married, and hopefully you can use this and save your marriage if it's almost in a crisis. If you're not married, hear me well. Stop what you're doing. Pay attention. Before you get married, do everything in your power to get premarital counseling. Oh, trust me, I know that that's not something that you put on your list. I know you were more interested in getting the family to Barbados safely. Put a little spending money in their hand. Some drinks at the bar. I know. I got it. The DJ costs money and you got to fly him down. I get it. I'm just telling you. When that last song plays and everybody else goes back to their homes, all over America, they're going back. And now you are in a marriage that you really don't have no idea what it's about, even if you've been married before. It's a whole new person. You need premarital counseling. But at the very least, you need to have real conversations about the emotional needs and actually you need to have real conversation about the expectations of both the man and the woman, and then you really need to have real expectations about you need to have a real communication about the emotional expectations of the woman, because too many women are saying he's not meeting my emotional needs. And I have a feeling I know why. See what happens, y'all bear with me. Let me flow. What happens, in my opinion and based on my perspective, is a woman will buy into the fantasy of a man. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best looking man in the world. Just let me use myself, if you please. A woman will say, I like Professor X. I like his voice. I like his skin. I like his height. I like his weight. I like how he carries himself. I like his insight. I like how he takes care of business. I like how he's a good father to his kids. I like how he's respectful to his ex-wife. I like the rapport that he has in the workplace. I like the respect that he has amongst the community. I like the things he do socially for his environment and in his community. I like the fact that he helps the youth. I like the fact he's passionate about young boys growing up to be men. A woman will buy into that fantasy, and she'll never, ever, ever tell what's really inside of her heart, because she will want me to be swoon by her and head over heels for her. So during the dating process, she's only gonna show me her best. She ain't gonna want to talk about what it's like when she's down. This is why you gotta have that conversation. She's not gonna want to talk about what she's like when she's emotional, or what her emotional expectations are from me. Should we get married or into a relationship? She ain't gonna want to talk about that. Right? Do you know why women, in my opinion, not going to want to talk about that? Because in my opinion, a woman will say, if Professor X loves me enough, I shouldn't have to tell him what to do. If he's a real, because you know that's the word now, if he's a real man, I shouldn't have to tell him what to do. If he loves me enough, he's going to figure it out. Yes. And so that conversation gets bypassed. And she never tells me exactly what she needs. You get into a relationship, you don't have a marriage, you don't have premarital counseling, you get into a marriage, you didn't sit down and go over and discover what it is that I need when I'm emotional. And let me say this to you men. Be careful dating an overly emotional woman. I'm not saying they're not worthy. I'm just saying pay attention as you in the vetting process. I don't care how fine she look, because remember, whatever her emotions are when you dating her, you become responsible for that when you marry her, and it's going to escalate up because her expectation of you is going to go up. I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm passionate now. I'm not yelling at y'all. But ladies, I gotta call you. I gotta call you to the front. It's high noon at the OK Corral. You gotta come outside. We gotta talk about this. Fellas, be careful. If you dating her, and again, I understand that women are emotional, but if you dating her and almost every day is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you all over the place trying to figure out what to be kept. Do you really want to deal with that the rest of your life? Now, let's just say she's a normal woman that gets emotional during her time of the month. Her period song, she's emotional. You don't know what she needs from you, because y'all have not sat down to have a conversation of what it takes to meet her needs when she's emotional. So then years down the road, when it's been one situation after another situation after another situation, and ladies, let me just be myself for a minute. Hush your mouth up talking about the men don't care. Stop your talking. You don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you what a man is willing to do when he marries a woman. A man is willing to move from his apartment in the hood to a great community, not for himself, but because he wants his wife to be safe and have peace of mind. When he's single, he will stay in a bare area of the town because he know he can survive. But when he meets his flower, his woman, his rib, his squeeze, a man will move to a gated community if he can afford it for his wife. A man will say to that woman, you pick the house, you pick the furniture, you pick the carpet, you pick the appliances, you pick the refrigerator, you pick the dishwasher, you pick how big you want the yard to be, you pick the color of the fence, you pick the tub, you pick the shower curtains, you pick the shower where the water come out, you pick the faucets, you pick the utensils. Am I lying? So we want to talk about this, men this and men that. Be very careful. Pay attention to what a man is willing to do. When we know that you are our flower, we'll turn our whole life around for you to be happy. Because within us by nature, we want her to have peace and happiness with where she stays, and we know for the most part the house belongs to the woman. But when it comes to y'all emotions, we deal with logic, y'all deal with emotions. We cannot read your mind. This is why it is mandatory to have real conversations before you walk down the aisle that says something like this. When I'm emotional, when I'm on my period, I may not feel like cooking, and I need you to put a pillow behind my back and tell me, because I'm going to feel fat and like a sausage. I need you to put a pillow behind my back and a few times a week tell me I'm still gorgeous to you. Yeah. And that man will work all day long and come home and put a pillow behind your back and look you in your face, knowing that maybe your ankles are swollen or your stomach is gurgly. Whatever swells up on you, he'll look you in your face, say, you still gorgeous to me. I'm here for you because you told him, and we deal with logic. What we cannot do is read your mind. That's where I believe women mess up. You want men to be mind readers based on our love for you. We're not mind readers. We're going to do what comes natural to us, which is to provide and protect and bring security into your life. That's what comes natural for us. So we know naturally she don't want to stay in the hood because every bump in the night, she's going to be nervous. She can't rest. Let me get her out of here into a safe space, into a safe environment. So he didn't meet my emotional needs, in my opinion, really means he did not meet the expectations that I never was clear about. That's what that means to me. Now, I know there are cases where the woman said it and he didn't listen, and she said it and he didn't listen. But for the most part, that's what I believe. He did not meet my emotional needs, tells me in actuality, he never met the expectation that I never was clear about to him. But he should have known, because he should be a mind reader if he loved me the way that he said he do. And men simply not built like that. You must communicate, and if you must do it before you get married. Here's another one. A man can guess what his wife needs, or his lady needs, and get it right the first time on one event. She needs comfort. And that was exactly what she needed. He met her expectation. But a woman moves so in her emotions that the very same thing can happen 3 months later. He go to hug her like he did before, but this time she needs space. Now it seems like he's a fool because he's doing something that she despised at the time. I don't need you in my face. I want space. He's thinking last time you needed a hug. She's thinking you should know me by now. Get away. My husband don't meet my emotional needs. I've been with this man for 20 years. He still don't. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going through a situation. This is what I need from you. And let him do what his woman needs him to do. We are not gypsies. We are not the oracle. We are not the Wizard of Oz. We are not the man behind the curtain. We are not the Baba Yaga. We're men who move in logic. Marriage, and I'm going to close on this one. I don't want to keep you long. Marriage is not built on mind reading. Marriage is built on something that's very simple and plain. If you want something, say it. Ladies, this is for you. Ladies, he ought to know me by now. Know that he shouldn't. Because you are all over the place in every situation. Your expectations can be this. You need ice cream this time. You need a pickle this time. You need a chocolate ice cream this time. You need a red hot pickle this time. You don't want ice cream nor pickles. You want to mix together. You allergic to pickles. You will have gas on ice cream. How he supposed to know what you need? You open your mouth. You tell him. Rub my feet. Play a cartoon from the 80s. Let me relax. Give me some space. Let me read a book. Let me go to the library. Let me take a walk. Take me on a drive. Tell me you love me. Comb my hair. Rub my eyelashes. Brush my teeth. Whatever you need. Open your mouth and say it. And then hopefully we can bridge the gap between these expectations that came with the fantasy of marriage, that he's going to understand who you are just because he loves you, and the reality that marriage is still two people that must communicate their needs to one another. Bye.